More turf racing for race number 5. We go up in grade for this one though. It is a Class 4 over the 1200 metres. Proud Dragon at top of the book. Alfie claims 5. He's had the 2 trials prior to the racetrack return. Regency Bobo's a 3-time course and distance winner. Beauty Eternal, a first starter for John Sides and Zach Purton, drawn 14 on the back of 3 trials. Marvel Dragon has the visor on. Golden Fairy has the blinkers on. Prime Mortar, he has the cheek pieces on. Spartan Missile has the blinkers and the tongue tie going on. Happy Trio, a gear change, he wears a hood. And Fortune Turbo, the tongue comes off. The tongue tie comes off. He'll definitely have a tongue on with a tongue tie, Tom. And he brother missed the start last time.
Might have a few issues if he's got no tongue. We've got race 5 speed map here, and War Weapon can go forward. He's dropped 20 pounds over the off-season, but he has been disappointing for him to not win a race by now. Marvel Dragon can go forward to Paul, especially from barrier 2 with the visor on. And King of the Court had the trail last time out, and it was a much improved run from him. Yeah, a lot better run, wasn't it? And he hit the line really strongly, so he should get a nice enough run. I think he'll go forward again with him. War Weapon, look, there's no real leader in this race, but he did lead in a recent trial and Lyle Hewittson aboard, so maybe they'll just roll the dice with him. He did go forward in his races in Australia.
And that trial is coming up shortly for War Weapon, but we start with some racing form. Firstly, Paul, we've got King of the Court. This is his first start for Douglas. Regency Bobo and Fortune Turbo further back in the field.
Yeah, Douglas is really positive on this horse, as we just sort of said. In previous times he'd gone back, and he put up a nice showing here. Did this horse. So, look, he goes in for me, for sure, King of the Court.
Yeah, he's in for me as well. He's put on a little bit of weight after this run as well, so he must have done quite nicely since. And there was a few runs earlier in sort of his campaign last season where he was short in the market and hadn't delivered, but he's changed stables, and so that's obviously worked well at the moment.
Proud Dragon, our second replay. Tom, this is up at Chung Fa. There he is, sitting in second spot at this stage.
Yeah, and he's got claiming rider on. Alfie Chan taking 5 pounds off. He settled back and closed off well behind Chicken Dance last time out. Went down a neck there. And I thought the 2 trials up at Chung Fa have been good enough. But as we say, Paul, sometimes it's hard to get a line on these back straight trials.
Yeah, he does get a claim. He's got a nice draw as well, barrier number 4. So, look, I threw him in on a minor line.
That is Proud Dragon having his 10th start. His placings, one of them has been over the distance of Sunday's race, being at 1200 metres. Here's the horse you mentioned, Paul, War Weapon. What did you like about this trial?
Look, he was pushed out in the trial, but I like the way he kept fighting. That's Green Laser on the inside, who does go round earlier on in the Class 4. He's been downgraded here for the first time, War Weapon. Did arrive on a rating of 69. Look, they were quite positive in the trial. I think he's come on. His work since has been quite good since this, and I just think he's in the right grade now.
Yeah, in the format of his last race, of course, Lucky 8 won that last race. He's dropping in grade here, of course, War Weapon, but we saw through that race midweek, Adios come out and win.
We did. Beauty Eternal, Tommy's had a number of trials, 3 of them here. He also won a trial at Cranbourne before arriving. Have you liked these trials since he's been here?
Yeah, I haven't minded the trials here. You can see it was a wet all-weather morning. He's on the inside of Decrypt here. He'd trialled a couple of times in Australia. He was a $90,000 Inglis yearling. And look, he might have been a tad keen in the trial. The gate speed was okay, but no real pressure put on him. So I didn't mind it. It's just barrier 14, which I did mind.
Yeah, look, he's had the 3 trials. Now, he's been slightly slow away in those trials. When he did win his trial in Australia, he went back and he sort of looped the field and won that trial. So I think they'll go back from his wide draw.
You think the 2's going to be firing the missiles, though?
I think he might be, actually. Just a downgrader. As you say, he's come out of some really strong form races as well. When he was up in Class 3 behind Bazinga, Saquin, Brilliant Way, Ace 1, Lucky 8, all very good horses. So down here in Class 4, with Lyle Hewittson aboard, I think they'll be positive. Beauty Eternal, the first starter. King of the Court went forward last time, and Proud Dragon, 2, 5, 13 and 1.
I'll settle here with Triumphant Return, who comes to Sha Tin for the first time. He's drawn nicely in barrier 3, had 11 last start, ran on behind Durham Star. He ran on at the back end of last season as well behind Compassion Super. So Triumphant Return from a good draw. Matthew Chadwick, King of the Court, Beauty Eternal. I'm going to throw in Prime Mortar because he was running on last start too, beaten 2 lengths behind a nice enough type in Universal Horizon. He was pushed out a little bit in that trial, but he did run on at the end. So 4, 13, 5 and 8.
That is the preview for the first leg of the 6-up race number 5.